Yo, what up, Street Talks? Eric Kim, right? The great motivational thought. The thought that you have everything to gain, nothing to lose. So, I think one of the biggest benefits of asceticism or studying Stoicism, Zen, Taoism, philosophy in general is positioning yourself mentally and physiologically that you have everything to gain and nothing to lose. So it seems that one of the psychological concepts people have is, oh, people are motivated by FOMO, fear of missing out. I think maybe some people are, but I like this notion that the potential to gain, or like the adrenaline high you get from speculating in things, is what makes life much more interesting. So even when you're doing like highly speculative things like buying crypto or investing in crypto or making certain trades, it's really the excitement and joy of gaining and having nothing to lose. So for example, when I started getting into the crypto game, buying Bitcoin and Digibyte, I put about the lesson I learned from Nassim Taleb is, when you're doing any speculative investing, it's better to invest 10% of your money in a highly risky and speculative thing, and position yourself like you're gonna lose it all, and therefore at worst your losses are 100% certain, is 10% of your money, right? So that at the time I put about like $20,000 into to Bitcoin and Digibyte, and I think this was when Bitcoin was like maybe $6,000 a coin, and as of now I was able to at least 10x my money. And so now the fun thing is knowing that at worst my initial investment, $20,000, I could lose that, and I could lose it all. And then, I actually cashed it out around like $20,000 in terms of the monies. And so at worst, I'm just going to, break even, or it's like there's no net change. But at best, there's going to be further gains, and sky's the limit, right? And so currently have some holding on to one Bitcoin just in case one day I could trade one Bitcoin for one Lambo. Got some and then took about 80% of it, bought some Chainlink, and put about 18 G's worth into Digibyte, DGB. And yeah, and honestly at this point it's not really like, I really can sincerely say I'm not that interested in money or currency anymore. It's just more the joy of speculation and just kind of adrenaline seeking, like kind of being an adrenaline junkie, right? Because I don't know, like what if one day Digibyte pops super big, it gets listed on Coinbase? That'd be a very good sign, like something that happened with Dogecoin. Now I was able to fortunately make some money on Dogecoin. And Chainlink is super interesting to me because shout out to my friend Abe EID, who first hinted me on Chainlink. Essentially, the reason why Chainlink is interesting is I like this notion of a chain and links. Like everything on the internet and blogs is essentially just linking each other, and being able to link crypto things with real life stuff is quite nice. And also the thought that Chainlink could maybe one day become the next international bank transfer standard. What's that called? IBAN. Or also I read the Chainlink 2.0 white paper. It's pretty long, it's like 180 pages, but I found it interesting. And the thing I find very interesting is maybe one day Google AMP, Accelerated Mobile Pages, which essentially runs the internet at this point, could somehow have some sort of interfacing with Chainlink. So I thought that was interesting. And also Google's already getting cloud data from Chainlink. So, as long as something's in bed with Google in our lifetime will probably never go away. It's a good sign. But anyways, so at this point, I'm less interested in money makings. It's just kind of more of like, I don't want to sit on the sidelines. I like to speculate on things for fun. And also the thing that I find that speculation and cryptocurrencies and crypto stuff is so fun is that you could do it solo. You don't need a team. And this is one thing I realized about startups, which is tricky, is you can't really do it yourself. Like to create a startup technology company is difficult to do it just by yourself. And so yeah, like right now I'm really enjoying blogging, thinking, writing, sharing, creating, YouTubing, vlogging, and playing around with crypto. But yeah, I would just encourage you to really try to position yourself in life knowing that, honestly, at the end of the day, as long as you have a Ricoh GR3 camera and an Apple MacBook laptop, you're pretty much set. And at this point, if you want to buy an iPad Pro or an iPhone Pro, I mean, granted they're pretty expensive, but you could always buy them refurbished or used. And then once you have the MacBook Pro, the iPad Pro, and the iPhone Pro, there's really nothing left to aspire towards in terms of tools. And you got the GR3. Personally, I think the digital Leica M rangefinder is overrated. Probably better to just get a Fujifilm X Pro 3 or something. And currently I don't own a car, and I actually prefer not owning a car. So, what else am I gonna spend my money on? And have the Allier NYC black merino wool clothes. There's really nothing else I personally need except to play with baby Seneca, help facilitate his growth, and for me to focus on being productive with my photography, artistic, sleeping. And at this point I've realized that the most important thing money cannot buy, just a good night's sleep and health. So I'm just focusing on doing kettlebell swings at home, the 70 pounder and the 105 pounder, the beast, 48 kilograms, working on Turkish get-ups, one-handed swings, two-handed swings, whatever. Eating enough meat. I'm really enjoying going to the Costco Business Center and getting beef brisket or tri-tip, like a huge chunk, which is like $50 worth, is like a huge chunk, and I'm learning how to butcher it and cutting out the fat and cooking meat. So maybe my thought is I'm going to create something called brisket coin. It's like get a huge slab of brisket for about like $50, and you can do favors like, I'll ask your friend to help you move. Say, I'll give you 10 brisket coin or 10 pieces of brisket, which is like, like I think actually buying meat or brisket or steak is actually more important than money. And yeah, and at this point I'm just like, all the coffee I need is at home. Send the orders, some really good stuff like on Amazon. I think the bulk huge bags is what, like, I forgot what it's called, but And then now with COVID and stuff like that, what are we to focus on? I think just blogging, vlogging, making photos, and sharing your knowledge and your wisdom and experiences with others. So yeah, just know that ultimately, the one fate that awaits all of us is death. I encourage people to have kids, pass on your legacy. If not, make a blog, write books, write blog posts, a YouTube channel, whatever have you. And just keep creating and sharing, and you're pretty golden.